Thank you very much, Lily. I'm Maureen Higdon, and I am here to say a very good welcome from the Board of Trustees. And if Jaryus would put the announcements up, there we go. All right. There will be a pastoral team meeting on October 7th. Excuse me? Ah, I have a teleprompter and I didn't know. Okay, we have a pastoral care meeting on October 7th, teams and task force coordinating meeting on October 11th, though I'm wondering if that has been moved, but we will, no, okay. Another board member says, no, it hasn't. Halloween party on October 25th. Budget, oh, this is very important. Mark this on your calendar. We have a budget review on October 26th. And we have a fall fundraiser on November 1st and a winter holiday party on December 13th. And very, very important, the Celestial Songs with Lily, yay, and several others, fundraiser, will be on October 6th. Sorry? Next Sunday. So welcome, and turning it over to Rev Maggie.
Thank you, Maureen, and hello, everyone. What a great gathering we have here. So great to be together and to welcome old friends. Our old Lily is here, not so old. Do you remember Lily that we had working our AV before Jaryus? Yeah, she's here to visit with us. Yeah. As we open our service this morning, we dedicate these first words to our honoring of the Tongva and other native peoples on whose ancestral homelands we gather today. We offer our humble recognition, reciprocity, and respect for the ongoing harms caused by colonization, and we hold hope for any mending that can come. For yesterday, we call to the ancestors of this faith, of this congregation, and of each of our hearts. On this present day, we extend a safe, warm welcome to all who are gathered here and those who wish they could join us in person, online, and via the recording. And for tomorrow, we are holding our faith dear. We are learning, we are growing, and we are serving as we prepare a place for those who will come. We await your arrival. And together, all of the people said in one voice 3 times, thank you, thank you, thank you. I invite you to stay seated or stand however you're moved, but we will sing together this morning a song that I was very pleased to hear used at a show that I went to in LA. Oh, thank you. Can we back up a minute? Stay seated. Before we do our welcome, I need to invite Ann Taves up for something that I had asked her to talk about. I'm so sorry. My screen went kaflooey, and so did I. I went with it. Come on, Ann. There's a lot going on in the media regarding Prop 50. So Ann has some really good information for us that I asked her to share with you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what was happening. Okay. I'm aware that many of you may be seeing ads on television that seem, many of them, to be coming from the yes and the no perspective and giving you very similar kinds of arguments. And I realize that can be kind of confusing. So what I want to do today is just very quickly give you some factual information about what's going on. So first of all, under pressure from the president, Texas, the Texas state legislature redistricted 5 congressional seats to make them majority Republican districts. The goal in doing that was to make it more difficult for Democrats to retake control of the House of Representatives in the 2026 midterm elections. Proposition 50 would allow our California legislature to neutralize Texas's redistricting by redrawing our congressional districts to gain 5 Democratic seats. Normally, redistricting is done in California by our Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission, which determines congressional districts after each 10-year census. This temporary measure of Proposition 50 allows the legislature to redraw maps between censuses. The new maps would only be in effect until the next census in 2030, at which time the Independent Commission will again take charge of drawing the maps. Proposition 50 will be on the ballot on November 4th. It's the only item on the ballot. And voters will have a chance to decide whether to change the California Constitution to allow the legislature to redraw our congressional districts this one time. And a majority vote is required. So next slide. Here's how the actual ballot reads. Here's the title. Authorizes temporary changes to congressional district maps in response to Texas's partisan redistricting. Here's the items on the ballot summary that you should have just gotten in the last few days. It requires temporary use of new congressional district maps through 2030. It directs Independent Citizens Redistricting Commission to resume enacting congressional district maps in 2031. And it establishes a policy supporting nationwide redistricting commissions. The issue here is no Republican-dominated states have independent commissions. The independent commissions are all in Democratic states. So why is this important? Proposition 50 is not just about California. It's about maintaining a path to retake the House of Representatives. The president asked the Texas legislature to redistrict because Democrats only needed 3 seats to flip the House before Texas did that. Now, more states are involved in redistricting. Most of them are Republican-dominated states that do not have independent commissions. Their state legislatures can simply vote to redistrict in a way that favors Republicans. Democratic states with independent commissions have more complicated rules for redistricting, which makes for an uneven playing field. Okay. According to the nonpartisan Cook Political Report, redistricting efforts currently underway in Texas and 4 other Republican-led states would allow the GOP to gain as many as 13 seats. The best case for Democrats would be to net 1 seat. If California passes Proposition 50, the most likely outcome is that the GOP will net 6 to 9 seats. To retake the House, this means that the Democrats would need to flip at least 10 seats, not just the 3 before Republicans started redistricting. Even with these new maps, the path to a Democratic majority is still achievable. Winning would require voters to support the California ballot measure, which is the single largest opportunity for Democrats to gain ground. So the final slide shows you some opportunities for action should you be inclined. And there's a sign-up sheet at the back. I'll be at the back right after church where we have some posters and flyers that you can take if you're interested, and you can sign up to be on a mailing list to get information about writing postcards, canvassing, or tabling at the farmer's market. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne, for that very helpful information. And again, my apologies for not following what I said I was going to do. But I invite you now that we have rung our bowl, I invite you, we'll sing our welcoming song. This song was added late because on Thursday night, I went to a show in LA that was just so incredibly well done. It's called The Cortege, and I invite all of you, if you have seen ads for it, to go if you can. And the way it starts is they have a band in the center, and all the musicians are facing each other. And it's a very rustic setting outdoors. And all of a sudden, the music starts, and the lyrics sounded so familiar. They were singing, "Come, come, whoever you are." It was so moving for me and for the people with me that we were like, whew, in tears already before the show even started. So it was very lovely. And I invite you to sing it from your seats. They sang it kind of as a prayerful song. So I invite you, Lily, you lead us. Take us where you want us to go, and we will sing. We will open with "Come, come, whoever you are." Beautiful. Thank you. As a symbol of our faith, we light a chalice at each of our gatherings. It represents the spirit, the values, and the rich history of Unitarian Universalism. It's a flame that offers us belonging and holds us in community as it invites us to the center of our lives in justice, love, and service. As Lauren and Alexander come forward to light our chalice, let's hear the words by Charles Howe. It's titled "New Light." Yeah, that's later. We light this chalice to affirm that new light is ever waiting to break through, to enlighten our ways. That new truth is ever waiting to break through, to illumine our minds. That new love is ever waiting to break through, to warm our hearts. May we be open to this light and to the rich possibilities that it offers us. May that be so. I invite you to stand now as we sing our anthem, our invocation. It's number 123 in our hymnal, Spirit of Life. The first verse will be in English, the second in Spanish.
Moving
Okay, please remain standing as we read together our covenant. For those who are visiting us today, just a couple sentences about that. Unitarian Universalism is not a creedal faith, but one where we covenant with each other about how we'll be in relationship. And this is the covenant that we read together each week. Let's do it. We affirm that love is the greatest purpose of this congregation. The search for truth is our constant star, and service is our prayer. We pledge our hearts, minds, and hands to challenge injustice with courage, to make choices for a healthier planet, and to live out our Unitarian Universalist values every day as a beloved community. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all that is sacred in life. Please be seated as we enjoy our wisdom tale from Robert Tidwell, our DLRE.
Good morning, everybody. Our wisdom tale today is by Eric Walker Wickstrom, and it's called A Day at the Lawn. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Wendy, and she loved grass. What can I say? She loved grass. She loved the feel of it between her toes. She loved the smell of it when it was freshly mown. She loved its bright green color. Wendy loved grass more than anything in the world. One day, her family decided to go to the beach. Wendy wasn't too sure about it. "Come on," said her older brother. "We can go swimming, and we can collect rocks and shells together," said her mom. "And you can bury me in the sand," said her dad. It sounded like fun, so they all piled in the car and off they went. When they got to the beach, it sure looked great, like nothing Wendy had ever seen. But when she first touched the sand, it was way, way too hot. "This isn't cool, like grass," she said. "I wish the sand was grass," she cried. Now, Wendy had a good luck fairy who followed her around, and he heard her wish and decided to grant it. Within a flash, all of the sand turned into grass. And now it was her family's turn to be not so sure. Wendy, of course, was delighted. "I guess I won't get buried today," said Dad. "That's okay," said Mom. "Let's go collect some shells." Everyone went down to where the water lapped at the edge of the grass, and there were polished rocks and beautiful shells lying all about. They all set to work looking for the shiniest or the biggest or the most colorful. Everyone except Wendy. "Ouch," she said. "Ouch, each." The rocks and shells hurt her feet. "I wish these rocks were soft, like grass," she thought to herself, and as soon as she did, her good luck fairy, who could hear her thoughts as well as her words, made it so. The rocks and shells turned into grass too. The family looked at one another. "Well," they said, "at least we can still go swimming." Everybody laid their beach towels on the grass, and they changed into their swimsuits, and "Last one in is rotten egg," screamed Wendy's older brother, and he ran into the waves, followed closely by Wendy's sister, their delighted squeals trailing behind. Wendy followed tentatively. But when her toe touched the water, she said, "Yeah, that's too cold and wet." This time, she didn't even have to think it. The fairy changed the water into grass without her even having to ask for it. Everyone turned to her and said, "Wendy!" But what was she to do? But her family was very understanding. They were, after all, Unitarian Universalists. So they decided to try and make the best of it. "Well, let's have lunch," said Mom and Dad. And so they got out their picnic basket and found a nice spot on the now very wide lawn, spread out the checkered cloth, and they all set to it. Wendy was in heaven. After all, didn't she love grass more than just about anything? But she had to admit, she was beginning to feel a bit bored, and something just didn't feel right. After all, everywhere she looked, there was nothing but grass. And all of the sounds of the beach, the waves, the seagulls, all of it had gone. Grass was nice, but maybe not so much when that's all that there ever was. "Well," said her mom, "we went to the beach and we're at the lawn. This isn't the way it was supposed to be." "What do you mean?" asked Wendy. Her dad said, "Well, you made it all the same. The sand, the rocks, the water. Each was different, and you made them the same because their differences made you uncomfortable. But those differences also made them special and beautiful, and without them, there's a whole lot missing. In fact, everything that makes this place special is what's missing. And that means that you are missing out on everything that you came here for." Wendy thought about this for a while, and she did want to collect rocks and shells. She'd seen some really pretty ones. and the water was cold, but her brother and sister looked like they were having a lot of fun. And the idea of burying her father in the sand was too good to pass up. I wish it was all back the way it was, she thought, and the good luck fairy made her wish come true. Wendy and her family had the best time that day. She still loves grass more than just about anything, but she's learned to love other things too. And she's come across some things that she doesn't like very much, and that's okay too. But she's never ever wanted to make everything the same again. And because she knows that things are supposed to be different, each thing as it is, and that exploring new things is what makes life so much fun. And now if the kids can come forward, you guys can sing us to our class, and we can go do some exploring of our own.
Have fun, you guys. Thank you, each of you, for your many kind and generous gifts that add essential elements to our community's well-being. Every one of the gifts that we bring increases our strength, adds to our growth, and secures our sustainability. We share our offering plate this month with Inland Abundant Housing in partnership with Abundant Housing LA and Housing Claremont. Inland Abundant Housing serves our community as a housing and homelessness collaborative that is a donor-supported 501c3 nonprofit comprised of volunteers who advocate for the construction of new homes at all levels of affordability to help alleviate California's housing shortage, displacement, and affordability crisis. It is with gratitude for the many generous gifts of this community that we invite you to come forward with your offerings and donations of non-perishable food for the Foothill Family Shelter. Lily. Well, that's non-perishable foods for the Foothill. Anyone else want to tell me I'm wrong? I was wrong earlier, but I apologized for that. Let's keep going. Yes, your generous offerings for us and your non-perishable food donations for the Foothill Family Shelter, right? Yes. That's right. Yay, we did it. Come forward, Lily. Beautiful. Thank you, Lily. Our congregation likes to share the things that are going on in our lives with one another. And we have these little sheets of paper by the back door that you can fill out messages that you'd like read to the congregation. This one comes from Echo, and I'm really sorry that they had already left. Oh, you're still here. Great. I see Brooklyn is gone. So this comes from Echo, and it's about Brooklyn. It's beautiful. She writes, Brooklyn was born 2 months early, and we were lucky she had developed organs. However, she was born with high-toned, she had trouble making a fist, right? To make a fist, okay. Okay. That's the natural state for her entire body. She is on average 1 year behind on gross and fine motor skills. And after 2 years, drum roll, she's finally been approved for physical and occupational therapy starting in October. Beautiful. Then she says, I cry with joy. Yeah, we do too. Yeah, we do too. And I have one for the community. And I'm just going to use one word. Portland. Yeah. Yeah. Really hard. And then, a great joy. Today, we celebrate and welcome 2 new members into our beloved community. I invite each of you to remember and renew your own moment of membership and be warmed by the gifts that our 2 new members bring to us. So I'd like to invite Lauren and Alexander to come forward, please. I have 4 little questions for you, and you'll answer, I will. I could keep that up here. That's a little late. Will you accept from us our gifts of fellowship, discovery, and service? I will. Will you offer to us your unique identity, presence, and giftedness? Will you add your name to the long history of Unitarian Universalists who spread hope through our living faith? I will. And will you engage with MVUUC as we seek to create a beloved community and work to co-create a world dedicated to safety, love, and justice? I will. Great. Now for the congregation. Congregation, it's time for you to voice your intent to be in covenant with our new members. There will be 3 questions, and if you agree to covenant, please respond with one voice, we will. Will you welcome these 2 members with the warmth and comfort of your fellowship? We will. Will you seek to add your strengths and talents to the new gifts that they bring to us? We will. And will you share our triumphs and our struggles as our community grows and changes? We will. You to sign the book. Okay, before you sit down, I have a little something for you. Stand there, let folks take a picture, or, oh, Mom's got her camera out. Yeah, pose, do some posing. No, it's Mom. Today we welcome you with open hearts and open arms. Here in this sacred space, many have gathered for more than 74 years seeking a higher purpose and a deeper life than they could find alone. We are grateful today for both of you that you found your way here and that you have decided to make a commitment to this faith community. We hope that as a member of this church, you will allow yourselves to know each of us and to be known by us as yours, to minister to us and to be ministered to love and to be loved by this congregation. As members of this church, we pledge to be guardians of each other's spirits, to respect the ultimate privacy of each one's human struggle, and to believe that each person is inherently worthy of dignity. We embrace the bonds of fellowship and love to cultivate reverence, promote spiritual growth, and embrace an ethical commitment to minister to each other's needs and to those of humanity, to celebrate the sacred moments of life's passages, and to honor the holiness and humanness at the center of our being. We welcome you to this community with all of our hearts. Welcome. For our time of prayer and meditation, I had a couple prayers come into my mail, my connections here that I wanted. I want this one and I want that one. And so you have two this morning. I will weave them together, and maybe you can feel a break between the two authors, which are the Right Reverend Stephen Charleston, a Choctaw elder, who is also a ordained elder in the Lutheran tradition, and by our own Lori Stewart, UUA minister. Something sacred is coming this way. That's how my ancestors would have said it. In the midst of all this turmoil and confusion, when we cannot clearly see the path before us, when we feel trapped in a situation we cannot control, then I believe the wise elders of my holy heritage would climb to the high place of the heart and draw the circle of reason and faith around them, and to stand to sing their prayers into the open sky of the history to come. They would not shrink into a corner afraid, but rise up to catch the first light of what was coming into being all around them. And we are living in a time of emergence. We are the witnesses to a great renewal. The world is full of the fear of birth and change, but that transformation will one day be our blessing. But do not be afraid. Be believing. And come to the place where the ancestors are already standing. Come and see. Something sacred is coming this way. So let us engage in a deep discovery of our strengths, our concerns, our grief, and our joy. Let this journey be one of love, authenticity, and reverence. Let us shape our lives, our work, and our days as expressions of joy, love, and commitment to service and to each other. Blessed be. Let's have a few moments of shared silence together, and Lily will play us out of that time as we sing together, How Could Anyone? Come on up. Who's the newest member of this congregation? Come on, come on. Time for your reading. That's what we do to our new members.
This part, you, this part, you, that part, you, yes. Yeah. You start. Can you read it?
Yeah. Maggie and Millie and Molly and May went down to the beach to play one day.
And Maggie discovered a shell that sang so sweetly she couldn't remember her troubles.
And Millie befriended a stranded star whose rays 5 languid fingers were.
And Molly was chased by a horrible thing which raced sideways while blowing bubbles.
And May came home with a smooth round stone as small as a world and as large as alone.
For whatever we lose, like a you or a me, it's always ourselves that we find in the sea.
Beautiful. Thank you. Late this past Friday evening, my husband George and I were resting after dinner, catching up on the latest episode of our PBS masterpiece mystery that we were engaged in, when we were startled by a loud, angry male teenage voice cursing and throwing things outside our door. Sophie was growling, and we were ready to call the police when all went quiet again. Presumably, they went on their way toward the Friday night street fair where many teens gather for good, clean fun each week. But after a few angry expressions of our own, I wondered why. Why did we have to be startled like that in our own home, afraid to go outside our own door? Why is this young man such a numbskull? And how did he think it was okay to act in this way? And why did I see him as enemy? And why did he act as enemy? And perhaps more importantly, why is there so much distance between people that we believe we're entitled to harm those who harm us, and to criticize, and to cause more harm in return, pushing them away further and shutting down, resisting compassion as if it's the last thing we want to try to muster, seeing our only choice is to prefer revenge, or worse. What's missing? Why are so many of us seeing others in our lives as our enemies? What is blocking us from achieving a sense of rest? And why are we lacking unity, and why does justice seem so beyond our reach? Why are we on a treadmill that is constantly looping us back to difficulties? Usually, when we're revisiting troubles, we can reason why. Maybe it can be traced to our own inaction or repeated actions that keep us locked into a conflict mentality. Listening to conflict all day on talk radio, podcasts, or the news has a numbing effect that causes us to lose our awareness of conflict's capacity to harm us. And maybe we have a very real lack of faith in our ability that assumes failure. Has our hope been stomped out over time by doubt or by very real experience? Or maybe our troubles are just due to recurring addiction, when a cycle of negative actions or thoughts shape our reality? We can be addicted to cynical thinking and the bitterness that has accumulated over the years. That can create obstacles that are difficult for most of us to crack. And truth be told, pain under pressure erupts as conflict. Anyone else? The more certain we are that a certain situation is not going to shift, the more we ensure that to be true. Remember our gift from the movie Conclave, when Ralph Fiennes' character teaches us that certainty is the deadly enemy of unity. So let's ask this question with the confidence that the answer is available. What's missing? And how can we ensure that our success to come through on the side of love will be realized? To recognize what's missing, there is a very private need to see and to choose and to embrace the fact that the power to understand it is within ourselves. We hear our souls say, the answer is within you, and if you listen, you'll know. We know deep inside ourselves, but we rarely acknowledge that if I am in conflict, my contribution within that conflict is conflict. If I am a presence of love in the presence of conflict, then I am an avenue for ceasing conflict. I'm not perpetuating it. I'm not contributing to that discordant energy. I am a presence of love. I am an end point for conflict. And maybe that presence of love is as simple as being the one to recognize that what's missing is love. And that the conflict, the reason for the actions of that young man on Friday night, is pain. It's hard to recognize that his pain was under so much pressure that it erupted. And it's up to me to connect with his pain in order to care about that. Maybe all I need to do is wonder in my prayers and pull on the sleeve of the unseen sacred and ask, how did his life become so hard for him that he's so separated and so angry? It helps to remember that what's missing is love, and I must remember that I am a presence of love. In this conflict, I am a presence of love. I am a presence of love. Say it with me. I am a presence of love. I am an endpoint for conflict. I am learning to be a presence of love. Our contribution to the collective, to every situation to the world, is love. Or our contribution is the perpetuation of conflict. In each and every conflict, what is missing is love. And we are so fortunate to know that we have the capacity to be the presence of love. Many don't. It's something I need to work on, and it's hard work. I don't always act from this identity, and sometimes some of you have seen that. I hold my opinions, I push back, I allow anger, and I'm still allowing space for the screams of 4-year-old me. But I'll be working on saying and reminding my soul that I am a presence of love, because it's a change. But it's time for change. Lots and lots and lots of change. And I'm so sorry about that. But here we are. Changes first occur inside, in the spiritual core, in our individuated self, and in what we believe in our bones. And then the flow of change affects the other levels of our lives. So let's imagine a situation in which you are perfectly connected to your divinity, however you choose to define that, all the time, without obstructions or veils, or any fear of rejection or unworthiness that will allow you to see what's missing. All it takes is time to connect to a better outcome, a truer, kinder presence. It requires just a split second of pause and a conscious choice, a choice no one can ever take from you. It's a choice to be sincere, to touch into your childlike faith, an inner knowing of your ability to be a source for good. The truth about change is that it doesn't always happen in a single moment. It grows over time, and it ripples into the future. It's a movement that builds in our world when someone like you, and 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 you, keep showing up, and you continue to support and engage with our becoming month after month, because you are what's missing. You are a presence of love, and what every conflict needs is to be returned to love. So let's see one another as they truly are, as we truly are together. Visualize, pretend, prepare, release your doubts, show up, even when nothing happens. And keep giving thanks in advance, because you are the presence of love, and you are what's missing. Blessed be. I invite you now to stand as we sing our sending song, Lift Every Voice and Sing. And I just want to say, before we start this song, we pulled one of our singing of it into a library that we've made up that can be used for weeks when Lily's not here. But the recording we had some mistakes in it. There was a slide missing, there was too much of my voice, there was all these reasons why that recording wasn't good. So pretend you're down in LA, you're in Hollywood, and you're in the studio, and you're being recorded. So let's do Lift Every Voice and Sing in a beautiful way. Good job, everyone. Beautiful, beautiful. Now let's recite together our unison benediction. Do you want to come and extinguish? Use the snuffer. Sorry, I'm just putting it on. As we extinguish our chalice flame and close our time together, we invite its light to shine through each of us, to illumine our way on the path ahead. May we serve as a light in this world that we care so much about. Please be seated and we'll enjoy the postlude. Incredible, incredible. And my closing words to you, may these fall gently in your hearts. You are a presence of love, and you are what's been missing. Blessings, everyone. For an announcement, we will be having a listening circle, so we'll gather up front after you guys have had time to grab coffee and take care of your bodies however you need to. And then also Anne will be at the table with the Prop 50 information, and Sophie wants to say hi. Say hi. Hi. Hi, everybody. And I don't know, Janine? I saw Janine. Was there going to be a... You're going to try. Okay. So there may be a table outside to sit with the justice folk, too. So lots happening today. Hope you can find the best circles for yourselves, and